So you guys know that I complain about Degrassi a lot, but usually I don't really care. Like, I get my complaints out and then it's whatever. But when it comes to my favorite characters, it's a completely different story because I just feel very strongly about my favorite fictional characters. And unfortunately, Zig Novak is part of that. And I made a video last week complaining about it, but I decided, because I made it like spur of the moment and I was still kind of mad, so I decided to wait to see if this week's episode was better, but it kind of just was worse. Homeless Zig just doesn't make any sense for starters. I refuse to believe that Zig's mom would have kicked him out. I fell in love with Mama Novak. I thought she was the sweetest mom in Got Your Money. Part 1 and 2. Zig owed Marisol $50 for the dine and dash, and instead of scolding him or grounding him like a normal mom would have done, she gave him the money and said Novak's own up to their mistake. She didn't scold him, she didn't get mad at him. The only thing she got mad about was Zig thinking that his friends hated him because he was poor. It wasn't because he owed someone money. She could have easily, like, just ripped him a new one because they are poor. They couldn't afford for Zig to make that kind of mistake that he did, but he did. And then his mom was like, whatever, like, fix your problem, then shut up. I cannot, like, I get maybe it had something to do with the drug thing, but even then, like, I feel like his mom would have tried to help him out. And we haven't met his dad. We know he has a dad. It has been mentioned several times that he has both parents, but I just cannot see Mama Novak kicking her baby boy out. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't get it. I cannot, like, get behind that plot line. I'm sorry. And on top of that, we didn't even get to see it happen. We didn't get to see, like, there was no episode with Zig getting kicked out. He just kind of came to school and it was like, oh, like, jokes, he doesn't have a home now because his parents kicked him out. We could have had even one scene where his mom and dad kicked him out. Not even an entire, like, plot. Just, like, it could have been a C plot for all I care. But we could have had a plot where we saw him get kicked out. And I understand that we're gonna figure out why, but like I said, it's probably the drug thing. It's like, we probably already all know. So, like, it's not that shocking. But, like, we could have gotten a scene. We could have had some insight into Zig's life. But of course, no, relationship drama is way more important than that. You know, who cares about the poor kids? That was a joke. I care about the poor kids. And then we have Maya Matlin offering him a place to live. And I get that, you know, she's trying to be nice now. She understands that Zig is in a really shitty, like, place right now. But the fact that Maya, of all people, got mad at Zoe and Tristan and Miles, saying that she was the only one in that group of friends who had a heart, is just very, very, very laughable to me. This is coming from the girl who sang a song about wanting to kill someone and wanting them dead. So, sorry, Maya, don't use this as your, oh, I have a heart, like, I'm not that much of a bitch, because you're still a bitch. Maya offering Zig a place to stay just doesn't make any sense. Believe me, writers and producers, I understand that you want to put Zaya together. You want to make that ship happen. I get it. I promise. Like, I completely understand, like, why you're making Zig homeless and why you're making him stay at Maya's house, but it's just really, really stupid. Of all the characters that Zig could have stayed with, he could have stayed with his new friend Grace, his new friend Tiny. Really weird suggestion. He could have stayed with his best friend Damon, who is hilarious. I love Damon. Like, we need to see more of Damon. But he could have moved in with Damon, but no, he had to move in with Maya. And Maya offering him that is just stupid. Because Zig has been nothing but an asshole to her the entire time we've seen him in season 13. He was still an ass at the end of season 12, or I guess middle of season 12. It was 12B and 12C. So, end and middle. But he was still an ass. And he was still an ass in season 13. He treated her like complete shit in season 13. And then she's gonna be like, oh, no, I'm just gonna let you live at my house. Like, what? I just don't understand. Like, if a guy treated me like Zig had treated Maya, there would be no way his ass would be offered a place in my house. Like, that just wouldn't happen. I would not care. Yes, I would. I mean, obviously, like, I do care about Zig's well-being, and Him complaining about the group home was just complete bullshit because Casey lived in a group home and Casey turned out fine. Casey didn't even want to leave the group home. So Zig, quit being a pussy. Obviously, it's not that bad if Casey could handle it. You just need to grow up here. And then on top of that, Maya's mom actually agreeing to this ridiculous situation is just like the icing on the cake of stupidity, because she's like, oh yeah, all the time Zig was here, he felt like family. What? All the times that Zig spent at your house. So we saw him there a grand total of one time. And during that time, he was coming over because he didn't know that his current girlfriend that he had just cheated on was there and that Maya's boyfriend was there. He just wanted to get with Maya. So I really am curious as to when he felt like family. I want to know if it was before or after Cam killed himself. I'm just really curious about that whole thing, so if someone can get back to me on that epitome, that would be awesome. So basically, there could have been so many more plots for Zig and Maya to get together. The homelessness just is stupid. This whole plot is just bad. I'm sorry. Like, I love Zig, but like, I cannot get behind this plot. I just can't do it. Like, it's not a good plot. It had the potential to be a really good plot, but because you're making it about Zaya and a love triangle, like, it completely just, like, the good plot is just gone. Like, there's a good plot train, and it just, and then that plot's just stuck here. Wow, that was a horrible analogy, wasn't it? Basically, Zig is only relevant when it comes to relationships. He was only relevant in season 11.5 and 12 because he was with Tori, and then he had like 2 episodes where you got to see his home life, and that was it, which were my favorite episodes. I can quote them almost word for word. It's kind of bad, but besides that, he is only relevant when it comes to relationships, which really, really bothers me. I won't get into that because I will be here like all night. We could have had plots with him over the summer instead of the stupid Paris and summer camp things. Like, we could have just had like random little clips of Zig, like with his like bad crew and like what he was up to, because really we only saw him like in the second block of season 13, so we could have seen him in the first block, just little tiny, like, just little things we could have had, but no, this is why we can't have nice things. So I've spoken to Ricardo privately, and I asked him a question on how he felt about Zig only being relevant when it comes to couples, and he gave me a very, like, scripted answer. And he told me that there would be more development outside of relationships for Zig, and I asked him if Cam had anything to do with that, and he said perhaps, perhaps not. So I don't really have that much trust in his answer. Like, I feel because Ricardo is very, very, very sarcastic whenever I ask him questions. Like, he doesn't like to tell me the answers that I want to hear. So it's hard to tell what's going to happen. I really hope to God that Cam comes up soon. Stefan said that storyline wasn't over, but like, I'm like losing my faith like each week because this is getting a little bit ridiculous, but that's not the point of this video. I need to point this out. Zig telling Maya that she needs to learn how to take no as an answer. Really? Like, really, Zig? You're gonna tell Maya that she needs to learn to take no for an answer when you yourself couldn't take no for an answer? Maybe if you would have taken no for an answer and you would have left Maya and Cam the fuck alone, Cam wouldn't be dead. Just saying. You guys can, like, get pissed at me at this all you want, I don't care, but Cam could still be alive today if Zig hadn't been such a little shit and said what he said to Cam. I'm not blaming Zig specifically, but if Zig would have learned to take no for an answer, Cam could be alive, so just putting that out there. I love Zig. Zig is my favorite, but at least I can like point out his mistakes and point out how like bad of a character he actually is. But I am biased because of Ricardo. I can't help it. I'm sorry. You guys know me. You know that. Like, I love that kid to bits. So, blame Ricardo for my defensive Zig videos. Just blame him for everything. Basically, Zig is my favorite. Please stop treating him like crap. Zig is so much more than relationship drama. So please, like, for the love of God, like, just please stop with the stupid love triangles and the relationship plots. Just while you still have Ricardo at Epitome, while you still got him there in the contracts, please, like, just please use him to his full potential, because that kid can act. A lot of people will disagree with me on that, but you need to not. I will rip you a new one. But just please, just use him to his full potential and not relationship stuff, because like I said, Zig is so much more than that. Ricardo can do so much better than that. Like, just blah. Please stop. That's been my video. I hope things get better. I hope we find out why Zig is homeless soon. But like I've said a million times, it's probably the drugs. So, what can you do? You can't do anything. You can probably hear Rugrats right now. I'm so sorry if you heard my TV through the entire thing. Oops.